welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. Next up is nutrition. And of course, we have a nutritionist in the house. Tolani Fashion is a registered dietitian and a member of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. She calculates calories for special health cases like diabetes and other weight-related chronic health disorders. And today we'll be talking about war against carbs.
Exactly. It's a big
when I heard about this topic, I'm like, what?
Topic. Yeah.
A lot of people are on this table. Let's shake it. All right, let's talk about what are carbs.
Seems like carbs has become carbohydrates generally. They are the enemy now.
Yeah.
You grow fat, you say it's because of the carbohydrates. They are too much. You have constipation, it's carbohydrate. You have hemorrhoids, it's carbohydrate. Diabetes, it's carbohydrate. So everybody are just cutting down on carbs and then increasing the others. So carbohydrates are, part of the macro, we call them macro, the major food nutrients. We have carbohydrates, we have proteins, we have fats, vitamins, minerals. But those three, carbohydrates is the big one, the first and the major in the house. And then it does more of fueling the body. Produces energy. We call it energy-giving food that fuels the brain, the central nervous system. Virtually all the organs of the body take glucose to run, their course. And of course, we have different types of carbohydrates. We have the simple, disaccharides, monosaccharides. Let me bore you with all those details. Fructose, sucrose, galactose, and blah, blah, blah. And then we have the heavy, the complex carbohydrates. So that's basically what carbohydrates have. Okay, so why is there a need for this war against carbohydrates? Because I hear people say, I'm staying away from carbs. Yes. Your body needs them to function properly. So why is it a problem? Or why does it pose an issue to people? Yeah, the first one is this. Some complain that too much carbohydrates, they feel heavy. Let me say it that way. They feel heavy when they take carbohydrates, so they don't really like it. They want something lighter. Others complain that it makes them hard weight. They believe obesity is linked with it. Some others complain, just like I mentioned, about hemorrhoids, constipation. Some others to diabetes. Every bit of those conditions, they link it to their carbohydrate diet. But I feel this is it. It's a misconception. Okay. It's about what is the right way. One of my bosses, consultants in the hospital would always say, the shortcut is the longest route. Yeah. Let us do it the right way. Like they would say traditionally, let's do it the way it should be done so that it should be as it should be. So what is the right way? The right way is still going back to the food pyramid. According to the US dietary guidelines, body of nutrition, and even in Nigeria too, in Africa. Because we need to have ours as well. Yes, in Nigeria, in Africa, everywhere. Your carbohydrate intake should be between 45 to 50% of your diet. Every single day? Not even day, per meal. Per meal? I'm going somewhere. Yes, I'm going to shock you. Whoa. I'm going somewhere. Okay. I have a patient now. There are many. One of our patients in the hospital, very interesting, wonderful man and his wife, and then quite overweight, morbidly obese. I mean, really, really obese, about 40 kilograms per meter square. And then I got talking to him. Of course, he told me he's been on different types of meal plans. He's tried keto. Right now, he's on a special one that has been working. I said, really? She said, in 6 weeks, he lost 13 kg. And he's happy with his new diet. Tell me about the diet. High protein. That's Atkins diet. We have keto, we have Atkins diet, we have... the other time when I was talking about keto, I said you migrate from keto to Atkins, from Atkins to the normal one. Yeah. He's been on that. And when he told me, I had to explain a lot of things to him. When I finished, I told the doctor, I want us to check this man, his protein level. I guess if I queried it in his file that he would have proteinuria. The doctor said, no, his kidneys are fine. We did urinalysis, it's okay. But then I left the consultant, I went to meet the medical officer. I said, this guy, I'm after him. I want to know his protein. So by the time they did it, there was plus. He has proteinuria. What's proteinuria? It means proteins in the urine. In the urine, and that's a problem. Yes. No, that's not the right way. It's not, I mean, this is what eventually leads to kidney overload with protein that breaks down the kidneys and all of that. Wow. Now, this is where I'm going to. Every bit of these abnormalities or trying to run away from carbs make people put their body in harm's way. Now, let us go about how do we do it the right way. Number one, quality.
Quality.
The quality of the carbohydrate.
Food. Okay.
What quality of carbohydrate are you taking? Take complex carbohydrate.
Which are?
We have your whole grain cereals. I was talking to a mother, a pregnant woman. I said, when you go to mill your millet, tell the guy milling it for you to double his price, give him double the amount, first of all, then tell him to mill it in such a way that you won't have to remove any shaft.
Okay.
Because the outer part of these grains that you are removing are the most vital part of the grain. You are leaving the starch, you're just removing the vitals and then leaving only the starch. And the goat is getting fairer and finer and fresher every day, while you're just feeding on starch alone.
Wow.
So complex carbohydrates, your whole grain cereals, your brown rice, instead of the polished rice.
Quite expensive.
Local rice, is it really expensive? I buy local rice, it's not really expensive. Okay. And we have some destoned ones.
Rice,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
and we have some destoned ones.
You know there's a fada rice and there's the brown rice.
Yes,
yeah.
Both of them.
Okay.
They are still full, they are not polished, so they are good. They are way, way better than the polished rice. Don't be deceived by basmati. I hope none of them is out there to come and catch me. Don't be deceived, please. It is only if it is brown basmati.
You know, there's that misconception that basmati rice is actually really healthy.
It's only if it is brown basmati. Brown rice, local rice. Then we talk about wheat. There was war against wheat recently.
Yes.
And I had to sit with a patient who rejected every wheat. I've stopped eating wheat for so long. I say, hey, do you have gluteal intolerance? Do you have a celiac intolerance? You don't have celiac disease, sorry, you don't have gluteal intolerance. It's like having lactose intolerance. For you to say you don't take milk again, you've been diagnosed with that. So for you to say you're not taking wheat again, did a doctor tell you you have this particular intolerance? Don't deprive yourself of what you would gain from. So all grains, basically, wheat, brown rice, local rice,
whole grain cereals.
Yes, most of the time when you are milling your cereals, like the millet, the one they call gero locally, they call it gero corn and all of that. Okay. Try not to remove the back. Let them mill everything well together for you. Wow. So you do more of that complex carbohydrates. You do more of the fruits too. Fructose. Yes, the thing about fructose does not have huge glycemic index like glucose. Although the whole process too can still turn to glucose, can still blah, 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 but at least the glycemic index is quite different. So you do more of that. Then you do more of, what do we call it now? Lean protein. I heard you guys talking about not adding fish to beans. Now, this is it. The danger there is that if you keep taking proteins like that, you have a less value. The biological value of that protein is low. The way you increase the biological value of a protein is by adding animal proteins to it. If I want to add with, I eat more chickens, I eat more eggs, I eat more beef, and you see the bomb coming out, everything coming out. Now, if I just take beans alone, nothing at all. It's not hard to tissue level. I'll just be fine, but I won't have the complete effect. So complex carbohydrates are, that's quality. Quantity, even if I take complex carbohydrate, but I eat huge amounts plate. Like a patient was telling me, I don't take breakfast, I just take lunch alone, but your lunch is always huge. I said, that's it, because the body has the way of demanding. So how we're talking about quantity, how much of it should you take? It's individualistic. Really, there's a baseline. Yes. We know for every female, when your activity level is quite minimal, it should be between 16 kilocalorie, 1516. That is the carbs alone now. But if you're a male, it should be between 1718. Okay. But then we shouldn't use that general. You meet, let them calculate. It's easy. It's not as if you measure these things. It's not as if when you go to the cafeteria and say, I want food, you're measuring it. Yeah. You know, by the time you see a dietitian, that is why, you know, someone said something, the world of nutrition is porous. Everybody is a nutritionist. Even my grandma is a nutritionist. Yeah. But then there is more to this. Yeah. So your kilocalorie will be told you know the measure, because the measure is important. I'm taking complex carbs, I'm taking a huge plate. Now, it's going to add, dangerous. Yes, I'll have glucose overload. And of course, this can result in those things, the obesity, the diabetes, the hemorrhoids. When I'm taking less fiber, I mean, the secret of constipation and hemorrhoids is because of fiber. Fiber, yes. Increase your fiber, increase your water intake. True. It's not even about the sugar per se. So quality, quantity, timing. We have that problem in Lagos. people will always hit late. They'll say traffic, and then I get home late, and then I have to hit late. We have to find a way around it.
Okay, so what's the perfect time to eat in the morning?
The right time for breakfast, between
dinner?
6 to, by the time it's 8 a.m., 6 to 8 a.m. for breakfast.
6 to 8 a.m. breakfast?
Yeah, lunch 12 to 3.
12 to 3.
And then dinner 6 to 7. 7:30 in some occasions.
Hey, by the time you go out for traffic and you're really tired.
You can plan.
What do?
You can plan. Like I was telling, a man says, one of my patients, he said, sorry, I mentioned my patients a lot. He said that his wife would want him to come back from work around 10 and she would prepare, that is the main meal of the day at 10
Okay, let's try to help our viewers here. Yes, because we have to work with the realities that we live with. What's the best food to take when you get home late at night, like after 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m.? What food would you suggest? What are the alternatives?
Portion control. Make it really small.
Okay.
Make it really small,
And then you can
make it really small. Then you can do more of your cereals, maybe at a time, whole grain cereals at a time, and make sure you take your protein too. Just make sure that the protein are the lean proteins. Don't run away from fish. Make it, the fish oil is so medicinal. I used to say 3 fishes that have the highest content of omega-3. We have salmon, we have Titus, and we have herrings. The 3. I'm not mentioning croaker and blah, 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 blah. They're also fine. But those 3, take a lot of them because they have fish oil. And then, so just make sure, even if you're not taking whole grain cereal, so you won't be like, there's no whole grain cereal at home, so no food. No. You can take fruits, you can take salads without cream as much as possible. You can just drizzle with extra virgin olive oil, and you're fine. So small portion, complex carbohydrates, unprocessed as much as possible.
So we've explained quality, quantity, timing. And those are the 3 major factors that you need, basically.
Many, of course, glycemic index too. So that is why you should do your fruits. Of that 50% being carbohydrates, you can make 10% fruit intake.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Tolani. I have learned a lot, and I hope everyone watching has as well. We'll definitely have this discussion again next week. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, people, I hope you've learned a lot. It's another time for another musical performance, and of course it's Black